first game of Week 2 of MPL Indonesia Season 12. It's the Robots versus the Apostles of God. DEWA United versus BIGETRON Alpha here. You can see here the emblem too. A lot of interesting thing to point out. And especially Moreno going for Purify to counteract that Kadira. But we're in the game in the Land of Dawn for game number 1.
All right, man, this is the first match of the day. Let's see if it does set the tone for the rest of today. But looking at the battle spells right here, the Inspire on Super Saiyan for sure. But the Purify, like you mentioned, will allow Key to be a lot more decisive, a lot more aggressive in his maneuvers, even though it's technically a defensive battle spell, as Leo Murphy already tries to be so aggressive, getting pushed back away though.
It's a bit of a signature play here from Key and Vin, trying to get that farm from the enemy team with a lot of poking potential and early game damage from Vin and Key. I think you can actually take this, but Keys and Leo Murphy had something to say.
Oh, a lot of damage coming down. Oh, might be first blood. Super Vin flickers up, but what? With a flicker response as well. First blood over to What.
What are you doing, What says here as he gets the first blood for the gold laner. And this is trouble for BIGETRON because What is one of the core members of DEWA United. They like to play through What, especially with a hero like Beatrix, which scales infinitely. I wouldn't say infinitely, but really good in the late game. It's going to be hard for BIGETRON to make another engage here.
Looking at the emblems right here, agility on 3 members for the set of BIGETRON, as well as the tenacities all over the place. They're trying to go for that early game pick of style. But like I mentioned, if Super Vin keeps getting picked off like this means it's going to be a lot more squishy and punishable in the late game. So they need to try and make sure they go for the right fights, not just any fight, especially against a team as dangerous, as volatile as DEWA United.
Okay, very interesting. When it comes down to these emblems, there's not much, to be completely honest with you. Everybody's just going for the standard, but we're already seeing BIGETRON Alpha rotate towards that lane priority in the Terizla for the first turtle.
Yep, and finally gets to level 4. This is the time for Supercan to showcase his retro ability, especially with the Lancelot. Thorn Rose is a deadly weapon to secure objectives.
Well, you can look towards Soriza to try and go for an initiate before the fight begins. Here he goes.
Oh, penalty zone coming down. Super Ken getting the space necessary to pick up the turtle. Now the Phantom Execution onto the back. Haze isolated here. One Thorn Rose should do it, but Super Sorizo picks it up before it's even utilized. The Praiser's Wrath on the Vin. Still able to dash out of that one. Super Ken now on the purple buff. Should be able to secure this one despite not having a retribution. Dixon tries to go for a steal and no, it's Super Vin! He whips it out of existence!
Well, it's still a positive for BTR for sure. A lot of kills and also a turtle, but Sorizo, though, of an objective-taking masterclass, flickering forward to the penalty zone and trying to prevent Ray to get into the vicinity of the turtle, and it's an easy Super Ken turtle.
And keep in mind that Revenge Strike is such an annoying skill to deal with. You're in the fight, you survive, and then out of nowhere, that skill just ends you afterwards. So that is something that is always in the back of the minds of DEWA United. And then the big team fight, that might just be the distraction that BIGETRON needs to come out on top. So far, it's still more of a skirmish, not a full-on 5v5 team fight. So in these circumstances, BIGETRON Alpha definitely have an edge. And considering that they have an assassin in the jungle, this means that they can contest these objectives a lot easier compared to the Fredrin in the hands of Dixon.
With the prediction though by the Talon English here, all of us are rooting, quote-unquote rooting for BIGETRON, but Super Ken.
Yeah, just jumping in. Oh, clean movement here as he helps Super Saiyan just clear out that wave. Remember, before the 5th minute of the game, all the gold will still go to Super Saiyan. But yeah, you know, hey, after SPS, I think the Mirror Curse is gone. So that's why. That's why BTR.
Okay. Trying to find... we're blessed right now, right? But looking at the build though, Rashi, I'm not surprised to see a lot of tough boots in their build for BIGETRON because there's just boatloads of CC. Even like on the there's a lot of CCs from DEWA United. All of them actually has one, except one.
Oh, clean movement. Penalty zone gonna be coming down. Kays with the good rough waves and the Tyrant's Rage from Leo Murphy gets 1 kill down. But look at Super Ken now jumping to the back. Haze won, but he's still able to escape. Leo Murphy is putting the bouncing ball down to disengage Roamer for jungle. And this is something I need to note, or we need to note down. BIGETRON, look at Super Ken's HP. I don't think he's going full damage here.
Is he going
He's going War Axe.
I think he's going with a bit of a hybrid build. We've seen it rise in popularity right now. So for BIGETRON, everything is still going as planned, as calculated. They're able to trade and get the jungler early on, which enables them to go for even more early objectives. But keep in mind, their win condition, Watt so far has 1 kill and 0 deaths. He is still doing pretty okay, all things considered, and that is where BIGETRON needs to try and focus their efforts on. So Rizzo has an amazing lead actually, 3-0 right now, but the gold lane, not quite what they would want.
3 totals for BIGETRON Alpha. Perfect 3 of the 3 for SuperCan and BTR. And even though Watt doesn't have any death yet, it still spells trouble for DEWA United because BTR, they're not gonna let Watt just play however he wants, even though he doesn't have any death. Like I think at least like 3 deaths gonna be guaranteed for him in the end of the game because Supervin is just that precise with that Kaja.
I mean, at this point, top prediction rankings though.
Hello.
I don't know how I'm there. I don't even know how I'm there, Arashi. But there you go, Arashi leading the pack, 11 points now. How do you feel, Arashi? You've been on a roll, man.
Feel pretty lucky, I guess. I mean, it is what it is. One more achievement under my belt, but right now, Leo Murphy goes in for the pickoff.
Oh, Tyrant's Rage coming down. Supervin got melted down. Now it's going to be the crossbow attack utilized, but it's only on to Leo Murphy, who's still going to be able to escape. Super Key with her engage.
Oh, what? Gracious.
Holy moly, with a shotgun. Now with a snipe. Almost connecting. Sakan able to dodge away now. Super Ken looking for the kill, but Watt is able to flicker out. Not from the Phantom Execution and the Thorn Rose, though. BIGETRON equalizes in this team fight.
SuperCan saves the day, but they still want the turtle here. Turret here.
They want to go for more. Not too sure about this. Sorizo just backs up, understanding, hey, there's not a lot of damage that we can place down. SuperCan is going for a semi-build.
Wow. I mean, when is the last time you've seen a Wesker being used in the hands of Beatrix? That was very intelligent coming in from Watt. That is the extra bit of factor. But look at SuperCan. He has the Thunderbelt now, so he is going for that hybrid build. Essentially, War Axe with a bit more tankiness, but look at that.
Oh. That's the hybrid build, Mirko. That's the hybrid build. Both must have CC. The counter is more HP. SuperCan knows that he cannot evade all the damage coming in from DEWA United because it's impossible. Even though you have a lot of movement skill in your belt, it still doesn't get you invisibility against this kind of CC, this kind of AoE damage is coming in from DEWA United.
Against such a big pick-off composition here, I think the semi-build has a lot of value for sure, but that depends on how BIGETRON Alpha is going to play. In the late game, they might require SuperCan to be a bit more aggressive to ensure that Watt doesn't get his way around these late game team fights. For now though, the objective game still seems quite even. There's only 1 turret secured by BIGETRON, and that is it's quite unusual for BIGETRON that usually has a lot more focus and emphasis in taking away these turrets in the early game.
BIGETRON Alpha, the systematic team. I mean, just look at this, right? When you take a look at the kills, there's not much of a difference, but then you look at the gold lead, the objectives, and it's all the Terminators.
Look at the builds though. Sorizo going for a full tank. This has been the trend even in SPS2. No Bloodlust Axe for Turizla, which is quite interesting, Like, I think they're just going for that CC, and the initial damage coming in from the first skill and second skill is already high, so I don't think it really is important to build that Bloodlust X, even when, especially when you have your passive and also tenacity in your hand.
I mean, the Brave Smite and the Festival of Blood emblem right now is just so powerful in giving sustain, but look at Supervin.
So penalty zone on the back here. It's only Supervin who's caught. Meanwhile, Sorizo, he didn't even take any damage. Super Saken coming back down, and he's zoning everyone away from that mid turret. Say what you will, man, but BIGETRON Alpha, they definitely got the better value in that fight.
Yeah, definitely they're taking whatever they want. Key died, doesn't matter. 0-4-3. This is a Roamer you're talking about. Like, it's supposed to die. Like, even though it's still a hero, but Roamer is probably the best role to how do I say it?
Trade?
Yeah, I guess.
Best role to trade in the situation, but BIGETRON, man. We talked about how Sorizo doesn't have mobility, can't really be as active on the map. Look at him now. He just gets the wave priority and sticks with his team and becomes the main engage tool, understanding that DEWA United are trying to bank everything on those big team fights. But keep in mind, the longer this game goes, the more Watt's damage becomes a big factor they have to try and deal with. Super Saken, no kills right now, but having a level advantage and a lot of gold. Maybe BIGETRON Alpha might just be able to be one of the first teams to try and beat DEWA United in their own game.
An easy lord for SuperCan again. 100% objective take, but Dixon though, like so far this has been non-factor in this game. Like this EXP lane Fredwin doesn't show any kind of value whatsoever. The only teamfight participation he has is only 1 assist, and it really doesn't matter at all. I think they should have gone for the jungler Fredwin in this case.
Yeah, I mean, I've been very vocal about this. I hate the XP lane Fredrin, and we're seeing it here. Now Super, Ray still able to secure that one, but look at the difference in gold, look at the difference in XP and even in damage dealt. Super Chorizo, full tank by the way. This is base damage Terizla, and it's Terizla who's in his zone, Arashi.
Any kind of hero that has a skill that deals in missing HP, that's a hero that's just so annoying to deal with, especially in the current meta that allows you to be so much more flexible.
Look at that gold, what?
Wow, 8.
No.
Oh, wait, what?
No,
Okay.
2,500 lead for the XP?
Okay, previously it was 8k for Lancelot. That's why Arashi
That was
is
a bug,
baffled.
Yeah, I was like 8k, wow, but 2.6k gold in hands of Chorizo more than Dixon. That's why the Fredrin. I mean, you can set up ganks, but against a Terizla, what kind of gank can you do? How well can you secure the kill when he builds full tankiness and he has the tenacity, he has that passive that allows it to be so much more tanky. And now BIGETRON, they go for the play on to the base of DEWA United. They have to try and clear the Lord and avoid getting picked off right now.
Oh, I'm surprised Vin doesn't pull the trigger on Leo Murphy. It's a 1-1, you know, like crossbow of tank, you're supposed to melt the front line first and get the easy targets the back line. But Ken and crew here trying to burst down the bottom turret.
Yeah, I mean, this is why the Kanja is just such a great pick right now, and that's why you can see it in SPS and even here in MPLIndonesia Season 12 that it's always still being prio picked. The Kanja doesn't even need to ult. Once you see that conceal, you need to back off. It gives you so much more pressure, and they're going to go in right now. Lee Murphy unable to find that Tyrant's Revenge, and it's just BIGETRON Alpha being oppressive. They're forcing DEWA in their own base, forcing them to turtle, but not giving them a single turtle.
I think you should have been more aggressive here, Finn. Just pull whoever you want. Like, Super Saiyan can melt that down easily, especially when you have Chorizo zoning out Watt in the backline. It's going to be real hard for Watt to enter the team fight or deal damage to the backline. But in fact here, Fredrin has not been used in MPLID Season 12 in EXP lane.
No, it hasn't won in MPL Season 12 in the XP lane. So, hey, Arashi, this has given my idea, my opinion, a lot more basis. A lot of people are like, Mirko, you whack, man. Why don't you like the Fredrin XP? It's still being picked up. 0% win rate.
Well, it makes sense, right? Because the CC's, like, the more map you cover, the better the CC gets, Arashi. You know, right? Like, if you're in jungler area, you're gonna be easier for you. It's gonna be easier for you to execute any kind of CC available because you have more map. You can go to the top, to the bottom, but in the XP lane, you're just gonna stay there, just like Bane gold lane.
I think the big issue right here is the fact that in the jungle, you have so much more value in your sustain and crowd control. You can gank more often, you can be a lot healthier in the fights. But in the XP lane, even though you're aggressive, you can't really get much. But look at the Lord almost stolen, and the fight breaks out.
It was stolen, all right, but still from BIGETRON Alpha. Now, K's in the back, finds an amazing pickoff. Now Super Saiyan is looking for the brawler points. Leo Murphy jumping in, now getting gunned down. Crossbow tang onto the back, one running for his life. It's a 3-4-1 for the Terminators.
The Hail Mary play from DEWA United doesn't translate at all. This is DEWA United style. They want to fight, but they cannot determine when to fight. In this case, they're just losing everywhere.
With only 2 members left trying to defend, but Supervin almost gets a pick up. It doesn't land. Deadly Catch will try and delay everything.
It might be over. Deadly Catch. Oh, it's delaying the inevitable right now. They're all able to clear out the waves. That's a shutdown for Watt. The base is still wide open, though. Super Saiyan stays targeted. And the Terminators secure game number 1.
Well, that's a domination, Arashi, for, like, this is a showing to the newcomers that you have to get through us first. We are the SPS runner-up here, only second behind Onyx Esports. We're still the second best team in Indonesia, or maybe the world.
Maybe the world. Me personally, I would say the world.
Ooh, well, I mean,
no
BIGETRON.
bias.
No bias from Rico at all. But BIGETRON making a statement, man. There are levels to this game. You can team fight, we can team fight too. Even better. At every single turn, BIGETRON is able to just outmaneuver, outsmart DEWA United. And I would dare say, even from the drafting phase, they just have so many more things going for them. And they have just taken game number 1, and they've shown that this team, they're not invincible in the team fights. You just have to do it properly.
Well, I think one of the things that really